Hey, it's AJ again, your favorite property management guy with keys to Utah rentals. And today we're going to talk about a few things that are super important. I get questions about this stuff all the time. And again, topic is property management. Super exciting if you manage properties or if you own properties. So tune in if you're wanting to learn more about what things are and what things aren't with property management. This is where we answer all these questions. So today's snippet is going to be pretty simple. We're going to answer one question, and it's about the property management fee. Now, when you talk to a property manager, you're typically going to say, hey, one of the things you're going to shop is, what do you charge on a monthly basis to manage the property? And that can range anywhere from 7% on the low end. Be careful with those guys. Bargain basement, they'll hit you up on other fees. Or on the top end here in Utah markets, it can be 10.5%, maybe 11%. We're not the highest, but we're not the cheapest. We're at 9% for both Keyrenter Provo and Keyrenter St. George. And we've priced ourselves that way on purpose because we want to provide good value for what the property management fee is. Not overcharge, but not undercharge either, because we don't want to kill you with lots of other fees. So the question is, what does the property management fee cover? Some people, when they call in, some investors or some property owners, they think, okay, I'm paying a 9% property management fee, which is 9% of rent. So let's just be clear. That should cover everything. And you know what? That would be nice, but it doesn't. It covers four things, just four. So the first thing it covers is the rent collection, meaning we're going to make sure that the rent is collected every month, and that's collected on the 1st. It's due on the 1st. It should be collected by the 5th. If it's not, then it's late, and there's a fee that we charge to the tenants for that. And that's super important because that's where you're going to make your money on the property. So bringing in those rents on a consistent basis is really important. That's kind of why you got into this business and into property management or into the rental investment business. Then the next thing we do, and by the way, rent collection, it's not what it used to be. Some people are thinking, hey, you go pick up a check or you have them Venmo you, or we do some sort of cash transaction. No. We do not do that. That was property management back in the 90s. We're a little bit past that now, thankfully. Now it's all ACH, and we do it all through a portal, and the money shows up right into our account, which is connected to their account. So they're going to wire the money from their bank account to ours, and like I said, it should be collected before the 5th of every month. So rent collection is huge. Then at the end of the month, we reconcile that, and basically minus the expenses and the rent, and the management fee and some other whatever costs there are, you as the investor or owner get the balance of what what the rent that has been collected for that unit for is. So that's item number one. Item number two under the property management fee is the security deposit handling. So in the state of Utah specifically with real estate, you have to have the deposits or the monies collected from the tenants put into a trust account that's completely separate from an operating account or from another checking account. Because this money is, under Utah state law, is a fiduciary money. And so what that means is you can't, as the property manager, you can't touch that money until you're ready to use it. Meaning that money sits in an account for 12 months. And then once they move out, or 18 months, depending on their lease, once they move out, if there's damages, we pull from that account and we take care of the damages and they get the balance. It can't be used or commingled with any other monies in the interim. And if it is, you're going to go to prison. I mean, that's what they basically say in the real estate licensing courses is do not touch that money. It's actually reconciled every single month, and we report back to our brokers and our state adjusters or remediaries how much, making sure that account is at zero every single month or perfectly balanced, I should say. So, and that's something you don't want to have to mess with as a property owner or as an investor, because man, it's a pain to keep that money just sitting there and make sure you don't touch it and then and go through the reporting mechanisms that are needed to track that money. So that's item number two. Item number three is accounting and financial reporting. Super important that you as the owner or landlord are getting a statement every month of what's been collected, what's been spent, what the costs are, and what the balance is. And that's super important. That's what we do for you here at Keyrenter. So really helpful on that front. And the fourth thing is any owner distributions. This is the important part, right? How much are you going to make on this property? How much will it cash flow? And how much can you expect to get from the property every month to cover your mortgage, cover your expenses, all the things necessary. So that's four things that the property management fee covers. Now, what about pets? What about violations if they smoke? What about renewal fees? What about the filter fees? What about maintenance fees? What about application fees? All these fees are ancillary or separate than the actual property management fee, which is super important to understand because, again, you don't want to go into this transaction thinking everything is covered under the one property management fee. It never is the case. Now, we keep our fees to a minimum, just what's needed and just what we add value for. Other companies will want to fee you to death, and they have lots of fees, and you got to really review those. We have just a select few, but those things cover the things outside of these four things that are included in the property management fee. So 9%, Keyrenter Provo, Keyrenter St. George, happy to help you out. There's your education on property management fee.